I'm Ben Reiman, and this is Behaviour Speak. My guest today is Anna Kalinouskaya. In a country where just 10 years ago, the leading narrative for autistic people was that autism was caused by cold mothers, a theory posed by Austrian psychoanalyst Bruno Bettelheim in the 1950s and largely dismissed in North America decades ago. Now Anna, the first board-certified behavior analyst in Belarus, is working to change the narrative and advocate for evidence-based autism treatment. As the Ukraine-Russia war continues, the political situation in Belarus is dire and has forced vocal advocates like Anna out of the country for fear of persecution. In this conversation, Anna joins us from her temporary residence in Poland, and we learn about the history of Belarus, its language, its people, and current state of services for those with autism and other disabilities, and the work Anna is doing to build capacity in this nation at the very center of Europe. Welcome to the podcast, Anna.
Thank you. I'm very glad to be here. It's my pleasure.
Oh, well, mine too. All right, Anna, tell me about yourself.
So my name is Hanna Kalinouskaya, and I am a behavior analyst. I'm a BCBA and IBA from Belarus. Maybe not everybody knows where it is. It's a country from some points of view in the center of Europe. It is located between Russia, Poland, Ukraine, Lithuania, and Latvia. So now, because of the situation that is going on in our region, I am in Poland. Physically, I'm here, but mentally, and all my heart is still in Belarus, and all my work is dedicated to my home country.
What do you mean by some points of view?
There are different types of measuring the center of Europe. So from some of them, the center is situated inside of Belarus, and from others, it's not.
Why can't you be in Belarus?
Because of the political situation mostly, because from 2020, the political situation became much harder to live in, and it is still a lot of repressions. We have about 1,400 political prisoners in Belarus now, and people are still taken sometimes from their flats, from their apartments, and sometimes just from the street, and they're going straight to prison, and sometimes just receiving, 6 years in prison for commenting something on Facebook. So if you want to be active, not just to be silent, it's really hard to stay in Belarus. And I'm not a person who will stop speaking. If something disturbs me, I'm not able just to keep it into myself.
I understand. Well, maybe we could start by talking a little bit about Belarus. I don't know anything about it. Can you tell me a little bit about Belarus?
Okay, so Belarus, I think maybe the main point is that Belarus is somewhere between West and East, so it's influenced by both of them. For example, we have like two state religions. we have Catholic Church and Orthodox Church there. So we celebrate like both Christmases and both Easters. And in Belarus, there were always many different nationalities. So maybe it's also influenced. We are so mainly Belarus now is kind of influenced by USSR still, because Belarus is the country that became like fully independent only when the USSR collapsed. So we're an independent country for 30 years, a little bit more. But for almost for all of these years, we have had one president.
Oh, wow.
So I think it can describe itself that it's not very free country for now, but people there are amazing and they try to do their best what they can do in this circumstances. So Belarus, we have two state languages, Russian and Belarusian, but almost all people in Belarus speak Russian, and almost all of the education is in Russian, and all the content is in Russian. But I speak Belarusian, but it's really something unusual for Belarus to speak Belarusian.
Is Belarusian an old language?
Yes, it is. Some version of Belarusian.
This episode is eligible for one ethics continuing education unit for behavior analysts. To earn this credit, mark down the 3 secret words I'll share throughout the episode, and then go to www.behaviorspeak.com and click CEUs to purchase your certificate. The first secret word is Simbali, C-Y.
Hi, my name is Tia Glover, and I'm a seasoned behavior analyst with nearly a decade of experience, and I'm running for the BACB Board of Directors. I want to ensure our field continues to grow in inclusivity, innovation, and impact. Representation and DEI are at the heart of my mission. As someone who has navigated underrepresented spaces in this field, I understand the importance of amplifying voices that often go unheard. I'm committed to driving initiatives that create opportunities for individuals from all backgrounds to excel and thrive in behavior analysis. As a board member, I plan to bring my expertise in leadership, mentorship, and strategic collaboration to advance the BACB's mission. Together, we can foster a culture where diversity strengthens our practice, representation drives innovation, and every professional and client feels as though they truly belong. I'll be honored to have your support. Please vote for me on January 14th.
I'll try to explain it. The first constitution in Europe was written in language that is kind of like Belarusian. It's a little bit different, but it's very similar.
Wow. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't, you don't have to tell me the whole history, but was Belarus, what was Belarus like sort of, before the USSR?
It was a part of Russian Empire. And before that, it was part of country connected with Poland. And before that, also with Lithuania and Latvia. So it was more like Western country than Eastern. And after it became a part of Russian Empire, it became more, I don't know if the word exists, like Easternized. So this is also maybe, we have been to different parts. So we've had a lot of experience with different countries together. Maybe Poland and Lithuania and Latvia are the most similar countries, and also Ukraine, of course.
Okay, tell me a little bit more about you. So you're a BCBA. I think you're the first BCBA in Belarus.
Yes, yes, I was.
Tell me about how you kind of how you first got into the field of ABA. Why you wanted to get into this field?
So I used to be a musician.
Mm.
Yes, I studied in musical college, and I play national Belarusian instrument, like folk instrument, that is called cymbali.
Mm.
But from one point of view, from one point, not a view, from one point of my life, my back started to hurt because it's a lot of physical activity with your instrument when you study it professionally. So I had to stop doing it, and I had to try to find something I can do instead of music. And I tried really a lot of things, like sound design, and I even worked in medical center, and really, really many things. And then I decided that I will, because I don't know yet what I will love that much that I love music. I decided to study psychology because I saw that psychology is something that can be used everywhere. So maybe I will, I don't know, like doing photos, and I'm sure that working with clients will need this knowledge from psychology. So when I studied, my mother's colleague, her son was diagnosed with autism, and she told me that there is a new profession for Belarus that is in Belarus. It's called tutors. This is people like assistants, I think, in America, for working in schools with children with disabilities. And she told me that maybe I would like to try it, and I so maybe why not? And I think maybe I liked it. I liked it immediately. Maybe because it's very similar to music, because you have, this, you have to be hardworking. Yeah. If you're a professional musician, you have to be hardworking too. You also have this system, like in music, in professional music, you have a teacher who watches after you and give you a feedback, what you need to improve, and what is good in your performance. And this is the same you have in your supervisions. Your supervisor gives you corrective feedback and praises you for doing something good. So maybe the process was very good, very similar to music, and also, of course, the feedback I got from my first student, and the improvement he had, it just made me love this. And also, maybe if I didn't stop doing music, I would never know I love science. I just never thought I do. And when I got into ABA, I just understood this is what I really need to do.
So you were a tutor, and this was in Belarus?
Yes, it was in Belarus, and I worked in the first class that was organized for children with autism in the whole Belarus. It was 9 years ago.
Wow, 9 years ago.
Yes, it was when I came there. The children were in the third grade, I think. So when they first came to this school, they were first children with autism who were taken to school in this tutor system.
Wow.
So before that, most children with autism just were homeschooled, I think you call it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. So what maybe you could tell me a little bit about sort of the history of kind of autism and kind of disability services in Belarus.
I think I will tell you one story and you will understand everything. When I had special psychology in university, I don't know if you call it that, like part of psychology about people with different disabilities. I was already working with children with autism, so I knew pretty a lot. And my professor there was, when she had a lecture about autism, she said, like, I like this theory about cold mothers. Think this one is a true one. It was like 8 years ago. And the professor in the main university of Belarus was promoting absolutely non-scientific theories. So it, of course, influenced a lot the children with autism from maybe it started to change like 12 years ago. But before that, they just didn't exist for the system. And then, like maybe in almost all of the countries, parents, moms mostly, were just very strong and just did everything they could to try to change something. And they went to the Ministry of Education, to different other different government institutions, and tried to promote, tried to make them do something. So they started to use a model that was already used in Moscow. They had like resource classes where there were tutors and children and one special teacher. And other parents looked at this system and tried to make their in their towns and in their cities, tried to make the administration to do. Unfortunately, now it's not getting better. If we even compare the amount of lectures and seminars and that kind of things 9 years ago when I started, and now it's much less now. Mostly because of the situation, because Belarus is some kind of isolated. We don't even have flights from Europe to Belarus, and it's very specific situation about the charity, because when the political situation got worse, they closed almost all of the charities. Because they think that charity is something that is destabilizing the system.
Remember learning about cold mothers, sometimes called refrigerator mothers. And this was a theory, I think, in the 1950s by Bruno Bettelheim, who was a researcher at the time, and he had this theory that autism was a result of these cold mothers, as unloving, no attachment to their child mothers, and that's how they became autistic, and so basically blaming the mother for all of it as being the cause. And so this is sort of the same sort of theory in Belarus, and has that Is that still prevalent or?
No, I think now not, because thanks to that first active mothers, the others became more educated, and now they are more familiar with their rights, and they know how to speak to the government. So I'm not sure what they're talking about in universities and the lecturers, but I believe that the form of correction that government provides, I'm not sure if I can use this word because it has to provide it, but actually, besides school, almost nobody can have some help from the special centers or something like that. So almost all of the help that parents have, they have from the from like private specialists who they pay for, because there is no insurance, and it's ABA, it's totally not covered or something. But even at the university, I think at the pedagogical university, they even have like a course of ABA now. I'm not sure if the person who is responsible, who's the instructor of this course, is somehow connected to ABA, but at least they recognize that ABA is something that is needed.
So they're at least using a bit of the language, so they acknowledge it. They acknowledge it exists, and could be useful. So, how did you find ABA?
When I started working, the parents who I worked with just right away told me that all of the things they do in the classroom is based on ABA, and I was really lucky because maybe on the 5th day of my work, the BCBA from the States came to Minsk, and she supervised our classroom, and she just showed me a couple of things when she were there, and then she continued to supervise my work after she left to the States. And I had like I don't know how to call it in English, maybe kind of assistant of behavior analyst. So I still think she is my main teacher, because she showed me everything. Mainly, she showed me how I have to take care of my students, and how I have to be loving, patient, and that kind of empathetic. And she maybe was one of the first specialists in ABA in Belarus. So she was assisting me. She tried to help me. She came to our classroom once per week, and she watched up to my supervised my work, and together we had this online supervision from BCBA. Yeah, so this is how it started, and maybe in 2 years, I think, from the beginning, I went to the course, the whole course. How do you say it's a verified
course sequence? Yes.
So and then I passed my BCBA exam, and as you told, I was the first BCBA in Belarus, which is, from my point of view, I'm very proud of it. And from the other point of view, I'm like very sad because ABA exists for so long, and I was the first one who was certified. It's sad.
Yeah.
I would like more people in the field.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We're going to get to that. So how did an American BCBA end up in MIT?
I'm not sure. I think parents who were the the main power of all of this, what was going on. I think maybe they have found her and proposed to her to come and to help the classroom and the guys, boys who were studied there.
Gotcha.
Because this children, these boys with autism, they were maybe like 9 years old when they went to school, and they almost didn't receive any help before that. So you can imagine that it was not an easy work to do, and we really needed some great professional assistance.
Mm-hmm. So this was kind of parent-driven. So a parent did their own research, found ABA, found BCBA in the States, and flew them out here and started providing those services, and then the parent also introduced you to her, and that's sort of where it began. So just for a timeline, what year did you start your job in that school?
It was 10 years ago.
Just 10 years ago.
It's 9 years ago. So it was 2015? Yes, 2015. Yes.
And when did you get your certification?
It was 3 years ago, 2021. Yes.
2021. Oh wow. So this was already the war. This was just before the war.
Yes.
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 Yes. And so in 2021, you were in Belarus working.
Yes, I was in Belarus, but I was planning to move to Georgia. Me and my now husband, we were planning to go to Georgia, and my attempt to pass the exam was, I think, 2 months before the date of leaving. So I was very motivated to try to do it from the first attempt.
Mm-hmm. And so your plan was what was sort of your plan before the war, once you got your BCBA?
No, my plan was to become a BCBA, and then to make my own verified course sequence, and to promote knowledge and to grow a community and to make a lot of certified behavior analysts, because I have this story that this, I don't know, it's not kind of story, but once I was participating in a program, there's an agency called USAID, maybe you know it. They are organizing kind of scholarships and stuff like that. And it was an amazing opportunity to receive a scholarship in the States for 3 weeks for inclusive education. And it was like maybe 400 people who wanted to participate in this, and only 10 people who were chosen. And why I was one of these chosen people.
Wow.
And when I had an interview, they asked me, what is my professional plan? And at that moment, I realized that I really want to when it will be time for me to retire, I want to do it very calm and to be sure that everything is going to be okay. Because at that point, I just felt like there's nobody else, almost nobody else to work. Because I had to say no to very many families because they didn't have any other options. And it was really hard to do because it's really hard to say no to somebody who you know you might have helped, but you cannot do it because you have not an unlimited day. So at that point, when I was doing the interview, I just realized that maybe this is my main goal, just to make a lot of future behavior analysts and to be sure that a lot of families is covered with services.
Oh, wow.
All right.
The second secret word is Baltic, BALTIC. So you get your BCBA in 2021, and then in 2022, the war started. What happened then?
So I moved to Georgia a little bit before the war started.
Okay.
And then I realized I'm not coming back home very soon. And I think maybe another point that changed a lot of things was my meeting with Michael Mueller, from IBA. And there is a story behind, but I won't take our time to stand on it. But we had a Zoom call, and he told me that why aren't you going to do your own course? Because when with BACB, it's hard to do because you need to be affiliated with some kind of university or something like that. And I am absolutely not able to affiliate with Belarusian university now because I'm far away and do not want to come back in this point of time. So it was a great possibility for me to make my kind of dream come true. So I started this process. I did all the papers and all the things that I had to do. And I found my first students who, by the way, finished their course 4 days ago.
Wow.
Yes, so I have now 7, I hope, future certified behavior analysts who will continue doing what I am doing.
Oh, that must feel so good.
Yes. I really I felt very happy that day. Just, first of all, because I finally got this community I dreamed about, because these people have the same values that I do. And I think this is very important because in some kind of working things like the protocols we use and that kind of thing, we can be different, but being on one page with our values, I think it's the most important thing.
Tell me more about this program and how you created it.
So I thought of some key points that I needed to have in my course. And the first thing I thought of was doing the small groups, not more than 10 people, because from my experience, I have understood that, first of all, the small groups, they have this ability to connect people, and they will always have each other, and they will have somebody to discuss their work issues, or just to encourage each other. I think it's very important thing to do. So this was my one of the points. Then I thought that I would want to have recorded lectures, because I don't want to spend time on giving some basic information. So I recorded some lectures that my students watch every week. And then we have online meeting every week for an hour and a half. And also all of my students have these homeworks that are not easy, but they make them think a lot, analyze a lot. So many of my students tell me that it's very hard, but it's really helpful, because it's making you process all of the information, not just, watch a lecture and forget it.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and also, it's maybe an interesting thing that I don't think a lot of people have. My students can text me anytime they want. And sometimes if they told me that they didn't get something, they didn't understand, something was too hard to understand, I can even make a Zoom call with them one-on-one to explain something to them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I hope it helps them.
Yeah.
And also, I really wanted my students not to feel frustrated and scared and stuff like that, because I know that very many people who might become a great behavior analyst stopped doing this, change their profession because it was too frustrating. So I believe my students are not afraid of me.
It sounds like you're a wonderful mentor to them.
Thank you.
So now that they've finished the coursework, what's next? They have to write their exam, but do they also have to do some supervised work?
Yes, we just had a meeting yesterday, and I wanted them to tell me what are their plans. And I'm very glad that almost all of them are planning to get certification in the IBA. So I will support them in any way, but if some of them are will want to me to be their supervisor, I will, of course, do that for them. But they're able to choose. Luckily, now we have some people to choose from. They can choose specialists not only from Belarus but also from other countries. And Russian-speaking specialists live in Russia, and many of them immigrated from other countries to other countries. So they have a lot of options. My main thing is to encourage them, and we are also planning to continue to meet every month to read articles from Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis, because I think it's a best practice to keep your knowledge alive. Because in articles is everything that you have learned from your course, and you have to keep it.
So the third secret word is orthodox. ORTHODOX. These seven students, they're in Belarus. Where are they working?
Mostly they have like private like practice. But it's really not easy to explain because in Belarus it's really a specific kind of legal form practice.
Right.
So it's absolutely obvious you cannot be registered as a behavior analyst because behavior analysis doesn't exist in Belarus. So they work like speech pathologists and special teachers, something like that.
Gotcha. And so some of these students might have had those jobs before and then just wanted to sort of add ABA to their skills?
Yes, and some of them already started to practice under supervision, so they started their own practice. Some of them worked in the kindergartens or in schools, and now they are starting their own.
Wow. And so is there an exam with the IBAO that's in Russian?
Yes, it is.
Wow. That's cool. Neat. Okay, and so your 7th student just graduated, and so what's next? You start another round, or is the school always going? How does that work?
Yes, I already have 2 more groups, and I will have new students in 2 months, and I want I would like them to come and to do more and more groups and to have more and more specialists. So yes, I'm hoping it will continue going like that.
And are they all in Belarus, or do you have students from other places?
No, I have students from Russia, from Poland, Belarus. I think from some other European countries, but most of my students are from Belarus.
And you said you're in Poland now?
Yes, I am.
And so you were only in Georgia temporarily?
Yes, for a year and 3 months.
Were there behavior analysts there in Georgia?
I think there were, but I didn't have a lot of working connections there. Didn't have a lot of friends outside of Belarusian community, and so I was not planning to stay there. So I was not trying to make research, and also Georgian language is really hard to learn. They even have like absolutely different letters. So that's great that Google Translator now can translate their photos. So I could choose meal from the grocery shop. So I didn't know a lot of Georgian.
And then what's it like in Poland?
In Poland, the situation is better as far as I can understand because I'm studying Polish now. I'm not a good speaker, but I can understand pretty a lot because Belarusian is pretty similar to Polish. They have their own association. So when I will speak better, I think I will join it because BCBAs can join this organization just by applying and don't have to do anything else. I live not in the capital city, but even in my city, there are a couple of BCBAs. So I think the situation here is much better than in Belarus or in Georgia. But I will continue exploring it.
And so right now, are you just doing the teaching, or are you doing any practice?
I'm teaching. I have my supervisees.
Yep.
Yes. And I also have one child that I work with. And it's not here. I have to go to a different European country and work there. So it's like, because in many European countries, the situation is very bad. For example, in the country where I go, there is 0 BCBAs, maybe 1 RBT, and that's it. Nobody else. So there were no many options for parents. And for some time, we decided that I will go to do this intense work and then come back. And also, I'm planning to do my trainings because a couple of days ago I received my improvement of CU, of me as a CU provider. So this is the next step of my going to my dream, because all of my students or former students will need their CU now. So this is what I'm also going to work.
Oh, perfect. Lovely. That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. And so what sort of, it's hard to tell with the ongoing political situation. The future is very unpredictable for you right now. But
yes.
Yeah. What are sort of the hopes and dreams for the future?
Come back home and to meet my former students and my now students. I actually, when we started our course, I was like, I said to them that I really hope that when they will end the course, that we will meet all together in Minsk and celebrate it. But unfortunately, it didn't happen yet. So I had this dream deep inside. I know I want to go to come back home and to work there. Actually, I'm dreaming of doing my PhD, but it's a really big dream. I'm not sure if I have enough time and energy for that now. But I would really love to, to incorporate IBA into universities, to make it something that at least a little bit all of the future teachers will study, because I think it's really important to know just the basics at least. So maybe this is the biggest dream is to do that.
It's a wonderful dream, and I have no doubt you'll get there.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Anna, it was a real honor to have you on the podcast. It was a real pleasure to talk to you.
I had a great time. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me. I sometimes need to speak about it because it hurts, but it makes us who we are, our feelings, and it can help us to do our job better.
Definitely. Thanks again.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed this conversation with Belarus's first behavior analyst. I'll be sharing more interviews from different countries across Europe and the world this year, from countries like Greece, Slovenia, Turkey, Germany, the UK, and more. In the meantime, I encourage you to check out my interview with Ukraine's first BCBA, Alla Moskalets, in episode 184.
If you enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And please follow us on Instagram @BehaviorSpeak.